Okay, so it is loud. I turned it up some more just to be on the safe side. Okay, so let me continue to tell you what happened yesterday. So, excuse me, I got to the church 1:45. Service was completely over. I ran into Michelle. She was leaving. I was asking her why she was leaving. And she was like, I'm just gonna go home and I'm gonna fix some food for them at home. And they was asking me, they said they had a lot of food and and something she said about they doing something for somebody and she think it's for her mother. And then she said that Cheryl gave out some outreach stuff and she gonna give you some. I said, Cheryl ain't giving me nothing. And then I told her, I said, well, if it's the flyer, then she definitely ain't giving me none because I'm on the media. Both of us is on the media. So she giving out flyers to people in the church. You're supposed to give the flyers out. But anyway, I didn't transport them. I'll be honest, I ain't give nobody nothing. I keep forgetting to put it up on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? When it come to me, I'll do it. If it don't come to me, I ain't gonna do it. So let me go on to my point. So now, when I got there, I after I finished talking with her, she said she was leaving. So I said, all right. She said she's not going to the other church. So my intentions was to go to the other church. I was gonna go. I said, since I'm already here, I'm gonna go on to the church. And I had bought my salad. I said, I'll have my food. I'll buy me a salad so I don't have to worry about eating nobody's food or nothing like that. But I kept saying in my head, how am I supposed to get to this place? I said, because if it's the same place where we went with Renee, I was driving. I had a car. And we found our way there through the GPS. I said, but I don't know how to get there by no train or nothing. So I looked it up, and I believe I had to take the L train and get off at Sutter or something like that and walk up, something on that side. And then I was like, oh, it's on that side. But anyway, when I got to the church, I went into Bishop's office asking him to open up the office over there. I commenced to tell him what happened. And he was like, oh my goodness. I said, yeah, and then somebody got sick on the bus. I said, so finally got here. So I went in there and he opened up the door. And then I asked him about Zion. Let me just give you a little history on that. Zion is a church, and it is associated with our church. And Zion is in South Carolina, or should I say Bamberg. And our church is in Brooklyn, New York. So my aunt, which is the founder, established the church we in now. The Lord gave her the building because we needed another building, a bigger building. And the Lord gave her that building. Pay attention to how many times I say the Lord in this video in reference to her. And the Lord gave her that video. That Lord gave her that building. And she moved to that building on Pickens Avenue, 2415 Pickens Avenue, between Elton and Linwood, if anybody want to come. And that's on the C line, Shepherd Avenue. And then the Lord gave her the building in Zion, but that was a building built. So the Lord architect, am I saying the right word? He was the prime builder. He gave her the blueprint. I don't even know how it went about, but I know she showed us the blueprint one day, and it had the building and how it was supposed to be built, and You know, people got the build. People came and helped. She even had pictures. I don't know where them pictures at, but I saw pictures where the people was on their ladders building. You know, putting it together. So, not sure whether she got contract workers to do it or whether, I believe it was the people from the church from down south that helped build that church. And there was money that had to go into the building, whatever the money was there, the money was provided, however, and that building was completed. I can't remember the year, probably like in the 70s. No, it couldn't have been in the 70s because I was married. So it had to be completed after 1983 because my son was born in 1983 and my husband was here. And he went with California. He went to South Carolina. So that means that we was married, and we got married in 1983, March 23rd, 1983. My son was born March the 5th, 1983. So it had to be either in 83, anytime after 83 that we went. So they got on a bus, Gaga chartered a bus for people from New York to come because they was doing the dedication of the building. And we came and we walked because we had an old building that was in Earhart, South Carolina. And that building was like, you know, like a storefront. I can't even say a storefront. It wasn't as big as a storefront. So it was just a little square building like you see in the books, and it had a little thing on the top, steeple on the top, whatever. But it was movable. So they had that building connected, I think, to the back of somebody's truck or something. And that building went with us on going to the new building. And that building is in the back of the new building. That church is in the back of that new building to show everybody where God brought us from. I haven't been in a while, so I have no idea of whether it was there or not, you know? Well, it's still there. So anyway, making a long story short, in that conversation, so we got the new church. So now God gave her that building, and it was beautiful. The how can I say, it's the architect, right? What is it? The outlay of the building, is that how it is? I don't know the words, but it had a pool in the pulpit, and the door to get to the pool was on the side. I'm telling you, the Lord know how to build something. That was a beautiful church. On the side of it was the entrance, and you go through there. People, I even got baptized in. Did I? No, I didn't. But I was around the people that got baptized there. So you would turn inside the door, and when you turn into the door, you walk a little bit, and then it takes you up the steps and down into the pool. It was on the pulpit, but you would never know it was on the pulpit because it was fixed up where you could cover it up, and the chairs or whatever, the benches was on top of it. But no, it was some kind of way where it did not interfere with where the people were sitting, because there was enough room for that, and there was enough room for everybody to sit at, to put the chairs at and everything. And then they had a big old area where you can eat at. And then you go in the backyard and sit down. It was very nice. God really made a nice building. And I hate I don't have any pictures of it, but it was a very nice building. So anyway, now, with that being said, we come back here to New York, and, you know, people was left there to follow it. You know, the bishop here was over it. Hold on one second.